Hi, are you still there? Hello? Hello, sir? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello?
Mark Kelly's office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you, and okay. Can you tell me
No
who you're
worries.
calling?
Yes, I was calling to follow up with you on a request that you had placed with our office, and wanted to speak more on that now that we have reviewed the details of your request.
Okay.
So after going over the information that you initially provided us, what we can do here or the best thing we can do for you at the office is give you the contact information to reach out to the FBI field office to report your concerns there, as that would be the best option, because currently, since there's no case with a federal agency at the moment, we wouldn't be able to offer our services in inquiring on the issue.
Well,
That is what.
let me explain what I've done so far, because I'm not sure if I put it in the information I provided you. So I reached out to the FBI in 2017, and then again in 2018, and then again in 2020, and provided the same information to them 3 different times. I have received I've been in communication with the FBI through constituent services of the Congress, my Congress member.
Okay.
And the sum of what they did was they said that they had the most recent information, and they did not confirm or deny that they were investigating. However, statute of limitations and so on and so forth, I'm concerned that these crimes will not be addressed because they didn't do anything about it in 2020. They haven't done anything about it now in 2021. It's about to be 2022. And this company, this LLC, is continually committing these crimes every day. Misdemeanors, felonies, and law enforcement impersonation on a daily basis. So I think it's reasonable to say that if the FBI, who I have contacted about this several times, was doing anything about it, that they would have brought to justice these people by now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I've been told by more than one different congressional staffer that this issue is one that if the FBI isn't doing anything, is it true that there's nothing that you can do to require them to do an investigation?
That is correct. So our position here and the services that we offer to constituents is that we inquire on pending cases with federal agencies, and so.
And all you can do is inquire. You cannot take legislative action to say, short. A bill wouldn't save these kids in time. A bill wouldn't save these millions of dollars. I don't think it should take a bill. Maybe that should be something for review in the future. But there's no legislative option to say we're opening an inquiry into or we're making a request or a demand that this office take action based off of these reasons. You cannot invoke or the FBI to take action in this situation.
Right. We're not in a position to direct or dictate the day-to-day operations of an agency or of any agency, and the FBI, being one of them. That are just services that we don't provide here. But any concerns that you'd like to pass along to the senator, I can take those concerns and pass them along to him, so that he is aware of these issues.
So then let's go back to the original request, and maybe it came through good, maybe it didn't. I've had computer errors recently with my computer being hacked. What I'm asking is that maybe I can, if possible, if you need to see the information to do it, then I'll happily provide it to you. I can provide you the congressional correspondence saying, this is the information that we have received, and then an additional correspondence 6 months later saying we have no further comment to state on this issue. And so that you're aware that, the congressional inquiries have been done, if that's what you call them, for Senate. But what I'm asking is, I've been reaching out to news agencies from AZ Family to ABC 15, and everywhere in between. And I have received, and they've done no action. What I'm asking is that they simply expose this if they're not willing to investigate it further. I see plenty of options. I know of plenty ways that these crooks can be further exposed for criminal activities. And so if a situation arises, where one of these news agencies can, do a couple follow-ups on the information I have, take the opportunity to gather further information, the statute of limitations for the crimes that I have brought, the evidence that I have brought, the testimony that I have. And so it would be, a way of saying, well, the FBI can be continued to do their thing or whatever, for another 3 months if they're finally doing something. And then at the end of that 3 months, if January comes around and they still haven't done anything, then I would say that maybe it's time that the news exposes this. And so what I'm asking in this office is to, if not contact the news agency of your choice, or news agencies, if you get no answers as well, is to contact them and say, please begin the process of reaching out to your affiliate stations to investigate this issue and expose it, or to simply expose it if you don't have the means to investigate. And if you're not able to do that or not willing to do that, then alternatively, I provided a letter, a pre-written letter, and if you could modify that to best fit the language and legalities that you are constricted by, and then put a congressional or a senatorial seal on it, maybe that might motivate these news editors or whoever these people are who sit behind, a staffer who says, we've got it, and we can't tell you anything other than they'll call you if they're interested.
Right. Again, those are just options that we would not be able to go forward with. They're not within our line of services in terms of inquiring. Again, we act as a conduit between constituents and agencies, and as
then if it's something, if it's an issue affected by certain rules, procedures, regulations, or laws, what about having the congressman do like a tweet or contact the news upon himself, or having one of the staffers, anybody in there, anybody, contact media as far as these issues go? If it's not within, are you saying it's not legally possible? And if so, can you verify that? Because this is literally millions of dollars being stolen across the nation. I would say
right, so
hundreds of thousands of victims, maybe tens to 100,000 victims being told that they're talking with law enforcement, or being told that they're talking, or made to be thought that they're having a conversation with law enforcement. And the person that's talking with them is speaking with authority and in a manner that makes them feel that they're required to give the money or something bad may happen.
Right. No, and I definitely understand your concerns, and when we do have a case come into the office, there are two things that we determine: whether we can inquire on it directly with the federal agency, or whether we may refer you to a different entity that would best be able to assist you in your situation. And so in this case, it's been determined that we would only be able to refer you, like other congressional offices have done, to the FBI to report your concerns on this issue. The actions that other congressional offices have taken would be the same actions that we would take.
The next step, as far as the FBI is concerned, is following up with the Office of the Inspector General, and I can't get a call back from them, and so I'll call you in a week or so. I'll send out another letter, and then I guess all we do is verify that the Inspector General has the complaint against the FBI. Other than that, there is no more further information. There is no more further actions with the FBI. If they haven't stopped this and they choose not to stop it in 5 years, they're choosing not to stop law enforcement corruption and law enforcement impersonation to extort millions of dollars from kids' charities causes. And what's that impact? The impact of that is donations that would go to support several communities across America's children in situations of school supplies and comfortable clothing, warm clothing, shoes that are comfortable to walk in. Those communities are being deprived of those items because of this $1 million scam.
Have you tried seeking the advice of an attorney or legal opinion on
I can't afford an attorney. I spoke briefly with an attorney in 2018, and the sum of the conversation was, how long does the FBI have before the statute statute of limitations ran out, and there were no other conversations. As far as what legal action could I take myself, I don't know. I can't afford an attorney. If this office can connect me with an attorney who's going to offer their services for free, I've reached out to attorneys with a pre-written letter and received no response back or not interested responses back as far as, what do you call it, as far as even talking with me about this situation. So I'm not sure what legal action can be taken. What legal action?
Neither do we, because we're not legal representatives here. We're not a legal office here. So even in those situations, we would refer a person to legal services, but they're...
No, I called the state and federal legal services, all different types of stuff, from the federal board, from the federal bar all the way down to Arizona's local, and they don't have anybody, and they didn't provide any help and cannot provide help. It wasn't even in, they wouldn't even provide me to anybody without charging me, and the person that I did get charged on couldn't even, what do you call it, didn't even know that area of the law. They don't have people for that specific type of area of law. So a general, what do you call it, a general referral will not assist me, will not assist these kids, will not assist these communities.
Right. No, and again, unfortunately, we just would not be able to provide services for the outcomes you're requesting. In this case, the only thing we could suggest is that reporting the crime or your concerns of this to the FBI, and that would be the advice that we could provide in this situation. Right, and I know you've reported it. That's just, for this concern, that would be all that we can do in this situation.
Right. The concern of them not meeting the deadline, I made that report in 2020.
Just in terms of referring you to an agency or to assistance, that would just be our limit in terms of the services that we'd be able to provide in the situation.
Is it possible that you can specifically have this issue brought to the senator to verify that there are no options? Because what's happening is, I don't know if you know how much school supplies and shoes and warm clothing $100,000 buys or $1 million buys, but it's literally 10,000. It would be 10,000 kids per $1 million that would receive school supplies, backpacks, necessities they need to be healthy, productive members of the society, to grow into healthy, productive members of society. So each year that passes, 10 to 20,000 kids are deprived of these materials. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people who are going to go with that. And so
I do understand your concerns, but after our Constituent Services Department evaluated your case and read the details of your concerns.
Okay, but you're not the senator. You're someone who works for him, who you're trained to do the job that you're specifically trained to do. I believe that the senator and maybe his upper staff may be more educated in the law to determine for certain that there is nothing that can be done. Can you push this up the ladder and say, we need to be certain that there is absolutely no venue, no options, whether it be by this office or referrals, that can happen so that we can be sure there's nothing that we can do to help these kids in their communities to stop this victimization?
So when we open a case here at the office, we take everything into consideration.
You're located in Phoenix, right?
That is correct.
I don't know the extent of the senator's collegial education, if that's what you call it, where he's educated in law or this and that. But I'm sure that he has some head staffers who are specifically educated in knowing exactly what laws are and how you can simply work around them. Are you educated in criminal law, federal law?
I refer back to that. We are not a legal office, so this office cannot provide any legal advice.
I'm asking you. So congressional law would be governmental law, and all I'm asking you is that something that you're educated in? Have you went to college and received a degree or received any form of education in the way that the specific rules of this office can operate? Or are you referring to what you were told?
I'm referring to the services in which we provide here at the office, sir.
Okay,
we are not a law office.
Okay, you keep repeating that, sir. I understand that. I know you're not a law office. But in order to operate a congressional office, you do have to have people who research, study, and who are educated to research, study, and write laws and take action as far as these situations go. And so I'm asking that you have someone who is educated, if you are not, take this issue and review it to determine who I can be referred to. And so if by the ordinary practice, and I understand, people call you about things like, I don't know, they're veterans, what do you call them? Their veteran services or their health care or, whatever have you, right? Things that are $20,000, $10,000, some medical bills, some unfair treatment, issues that need to be reevaluated. This isn't that. This doesn't fall into that category. This isn't a single individual. This is tens of thousands of kids across America who are being deprived of necessities, the things that they need to be productive members of society. This company is effectually stunting the growth of 7 to 10 different cities across the nation. Small towns calling and taking this money from $1 to $2 million per year. And so I'm asking that you simply move this up the ladder and let me speak to someone who can do some research to stop this. I mean, you don't get into politics.
We don't provide here at the office.
You don't get into politics to do what the outline of the job is. You get into politics so that you can accomplish the goal of making the improvements that are needed to help the country function better. And this is an issue that is stopping the country from functioning better. This is that level.
Sir, all I can say is that we do not provide the services in which you are requesting.
Say that again?
All I can say is that we do not provide the services in which you are requesting for the situation.
Okay. Do you know what it means to break rank? Break the chain of command?
Sir, again, I refer to that.
Then can you provide me contact information, a number, set me up an appointment to have a 15-minute conversation with your supervisor?
That is possible. So if you'd like to speak to my supervisor, then we can do that.
That can be done?
Yes.
Okay. You let me know when you're ready to provide me whatever information.
Well, I will contact them and I'll have them reach out to you.
Okay. Can I ask, who is the name of the person that I'll be expecting a call from?
That will be Denise Lopez.
Say that again louder.
Denise Lopez.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to speak up a bit.
Denise Lopez.
I heard Lopez. What was the first name?
Denise.
Gibby?
Denise.
Timmy.
I could have the
Lopez
supervisor.
If Lopez is the last name, then I'm sure there can't be too many Lopez's that are your senior that are going to call me. That'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I will have them.
Yeah. Have them contact
I will
me.
have them contact you.
In turn, if they need to schedule an appointment, you contact me to let me know when that appointment will be, if they can.
For sure, sir. I will go ahead and we will do it as soon as we can.
Thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
You as well. Bye.
Bye-bye.